Hello, boys. How's it going? What is up? What is good? Do you ever find that you're going for your goals, you're going for your targets, and then you don't know why, you don't know where from, but you sabotage yourself? And something happens, or you just do something that you didn't want to do, and then it all goes a bit tits up or bottoms down or whatever. It goes, do you ever get that? Or that you might create something and then you destroy it, or it just goes to pot, and it's all a bit of a mystery. And does that ever happen to you? Do you want to permanently get out of any sort of sabotage and just really go for what you really want, and go for your dreams, go for your targets and hit them without any fear, without any problem? So I'm going to, if you do relate to that, I'm going to explain to you why that's happening and why that's not your fault. Yay! Because why? Because you're the boss, because there's nothing wrong with you at all, and because you are not broken. You are extremely powerful. You are a powerful creator, and that indeed is the masculine principle, the principle of penetration in the nation, and putting your idea, your project, your creation out there in the world. And that's why I'm here to serve you, and that's why I love you. I really love men very much, and it's my intention to assist in this beautiful flame of rising of that masculine power, because it's an awesome power. That's why I like going to the football. So it's really weird. Like, as an aside, my hubby doesn't like football. He's not that kind of guy, but I really got into it. Well, I mean, I come from a family that loves football because I'm from South America, so that's just, you're born with that. But do you remember when it was the World Cup and England did really well? So I just started going to the pub and just watching it on my own, because none of my friends wanted to come with me at all. So I'd go and watch it on my own. And I just connected, and I witnessed this most incredible, like, war sort of masculine, big group together, like raw power. And it made me cry, and it still does. And then I just started working at the Amex Stadium. I live in Brighton, just to watch the football live myself. And I find it fascinating because I witness how the men really come together, and they revel in this power and the emotion and the tears and the joy and the rage, and all of it is awesome, And this for me is masculinity, and that is what I call creative source. It's powerful. It's really powerful. So that's why I'm detailing here for you why it is that all this raw, amazing power, that you may not be in contact with it, you may not have that connection to it on a daily basis, and that's what men tell me. And there's a reason for that, and that reason isn't your fault. So success is not personal. It's nothing you've done yourself personally. It's a structural thing. Success is structural, not personal. So I'm just going to do a recap of all the other videos, because you cannot hear this enough. It's so powerful because nobody's really talking about this, very few. And it's very important, because this will change your life. It really will. And if you do this, you're going to get results that are permanent and sustainable, because you're not going to be fighting with yourself. You're not going to be fighting with external factors, and more importantly, you're not going to be fighting with unseen factors that happen in the below the surface, below underground. So I'm going to explain all of that. So here's what happens. Imagine that this is you. So this is point A. This is where you are now. And this is point B. This is a goal that you want to achieve. So say, for the sake of argument, it's that you want to get fit. Okay? So here's point A and here's point B. And then when you go for a goal, you create tension. You create, and this is what I mean by structure. I'm now explaining what a structure is to you. So here's point A. Go, here I am. And point B is I'm going to get really, really fit. And point A is I'm not very fit. I'm getting into a bit of a body that I don't really prefer. So here's that. And then you've got tension. Now what happens here is when you go for what you want, it brings up the resistance. This is an elastic band. It's resisting. It's bringing up all the resistance of, yeah, but I'm here now. And I'm not that. I'm here. I'm this, not that. That's a conflict. And so it makes it difficult, even if you go for what you want. What happens is the belief and the identity association with, yeah, but I'm a fat bastard, for example. I'm a lardy, whatever. If that identity's running, it's not only running on the conscious level, it's also running on the unconscious level. So what do I mean by the unconscious level? Well, first of all, before I go on and tell you that, how does that make sense for you? Does that make any kind of sense to you so far? Yes or no? So just to detail it another category further, I'm going to explain to you what the different levels of consciousnesses are. So there are three essentially, in my opinion. So one is the conscious level. That's everything that I can see with my eyes, and I can definitely control what I see. Okay, and so on the conscious level, I'm at point A, and I'm feeling a bit lardy, and at point B, I go, well, I need to go to the gym so that I can get fit. So that's happening consciously. And how's that going for ya? How's that working for ya? How easy is that? In my experience, not very, because I'm going to get a negative resistance that's going back and off the set, that's letting me know that, who do you think you are? You cannot be this fit person that pulls all the, whatever you want to pull and is loved by everyone and is successful. You're not that. So there's a negative resistance on the level of identity, and also unconsciously then there's another pull back here that is an unconscious pattern. Now I'm going to explain. So you don't have one negative pull. You've now got two. Can you see that? So you're going for what you want. You go da, 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 and then, and it's that that's causing the sabotage pattern and the losing your mojo and the lack of motivation. And you might wake up in the morning and go, F that day, and you might just want to ignore the whole day, or you might get to the end of the day and just, instead of going to the gym or doing those things that you want to do, you might just end up smoking instead, or drinking, or just numbing out in a different way. That's not your fault. Oh, good. Are we back? Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with you. On an unconscious level, before you are born, there are programs that are operating in order for you to give you the instruction on a conscious level of what is safe, what you need to do in order to survive and to be looked after. So let's just talk about when you first come here, you need to know the operating system so that you survive and that you're nurtured and so that you belong within your family. And especially with your mother or the main principal caregiver that took care of you when you were little. So that's really important. That programming, because you're a little infant or a small child, a small boy, you don't sit there and logically think, right, how can I get mummy to love me, and how can I survive better, and how can I get more of what I want? It doesn't happen at a logical, conscious level. That happens at an unconscious level. So the unconscious says, oh, I got told off for something. That must mean that mummy doesn't love me. And therefore, I must then create behaviours and do stuff in order to be good enough or capable enough or perfect enough so that I get the love. So all of this stuff is happening in infancy, and there is scientific research that proves that actually it also starts, that programming, that coding starts to happen even when you're in the womb. So how can that be your fault? It's not your fault. You know, you didn't think there and strategize it and write it down and go, right, I'm going to create that goal and then I'm going to sabotage it because I'm a lazy ick. No, you didn't do that. That's why there's nothing wrong with you. So it's all happening. The unconscious is then sending instructions to your conscious self, giving you the motivation or the inspiration or the direction to do stuff. So what happens in between point A and point B is action here in the middle. So what creates tension and what enables you to get from here to here is the action that you take. However, if you are taking action based on trying to problem solve that you don't feel good enough, that's not good motivation, because you're going to do something to make you feel better. You might want to lose weight, you might want to get muscly and successful and rich in order to compensate for this conflict here that, by the way, isn't your fault, 'cause it started when you were a baby or before then, and it happened unconsciously, so none of it's your fault. So get the structure of what's happening so that you can exit that matrix that is the social program, and then you can come into your own matrix of true creation. Does this make sense so far? Yes or no? Give us a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. Give me a 2 if it doesn't, and give me a 3 if you're thinking, Maria, what the bleep are you talking about? That's good too. Okay, I want your feedback, I want your engagement. So what to do instead? Okay, so you go for something you think, well, that's a good thing to do. It's good to get healthy and fit, for example, or it's good to do what I love with my life instead of that shizzle, boring 9-to-5 job that I really don't like. So the way to restructure is to go for what you want just because you want it. And that's going to give you a positive motivation. So you're not going for what you want to compensate for not feeling enough. You're going from point A to point B for what you want just because that's what you enjoy. So can you feel the difference here? It's a world, a paradigm of difference when you go for what you want just because you like it, and not for any other reason to compensate for being not enough, not good enough, not capable, not perfect enough. You just go for what you want because that's what you really want and that's what you enjoy. It could be anything. Then you're naturally going to have positive tension, and this is called creative tension. And that's going to create the action here in the middle to go for it. And when that tension point is really, really online, you're going to advance and go to it really quickly and really easily. So from yesterday's video, I had a question that says, well, letting go isn't very easy. How is it that I create things and I manifest things, but then I don't get to enjoy them because then I sabotage them or destroy them? And that's a really, really good question. So why is it that there's that pattern of you've gone for what you wanted, you're nearly there at the goalpost, or you get to the goal and you have that good thing, but then you smash it up and chuck it down the loo? Why is it that that's happening? Well, maybe potentially it's because you went from point A to point B because that point B isn't really what you really, really wanted. It may have been what your parents want from you, or it may be what society wants from you, or your significant other, or what your colleagues or your boss wants from you. But is that point B what you want? What you want just because, just for the F of it, just because you enjoy it, or for no reason at all, I really fancy doing this. And that is called a true goal. And when you are in true creation, the structure that you create will work, and you're just going to walk over from point A to point B. It will work, and there won't be procrastination because you're going for what you love. and you're not going to be resentful because you're not doing it for others. You're doing it for you. So I want to ask you boys, and I'm specifically aiming this series for men, because when you use your masculine power of creation, of intention, when you use it, because I believe that your masculine power has actually been taken down in society. I do, because there's a lot of negative weaponizing against men. Men are the beeps, all men are blah, men leave the family, men destroy, men do wars, men kill, men hurt, men attack, men abuse. Okay, some men do, but not every man. So why label everybody with that bad brush? So I'm here to not do that, and to say, men, boys, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken, and I'm here to just wipe the slate clean and just go, look, can we start again? Can we start again? And would you like to create what you really want just for you? Not because you have to, because your partner says, or because your mum, or because anyone says so. Not because that's what your dog wants, but that's because what you want. Because when you go for what you want, I'm not joking you, that is so attractive. That is so sexy and attractive, and I can tell you for why. My hubby is going for what he wants, and he's doing what he loves, and it's so sexy. I've never fancied him more. And he is in true creation. He is in a positive tension point. And if you want some proof, watch his live videos on my feed. They're absolutely awesome. I cry with pride and with just love. I just say, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And you are allowed to create what you want, as long as, okay, disclaimer, as long as it does no harm, as long as it does no harm to yourself or others. But go for what you like, go for what you love, go for what makes you come alive. Not because you're good, and not true creation. And what's going to create a negative tension is when you go for what you're good at. So just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. Because where's the mojo in that? Just because you're really, really good at doing something, is that what you really, really, really want or not? Yes or no? So my question to you is, my dears, what do you really, really want? What do you really enjoy? It could be something silly. It could be something really ridiculous, but why not start from there? Because when you are doing what you want, there's nothing that's going to stop you. Okay? And I can feel a really cheesy song coming on now. Can you, if you can think of it, can you tell me what it is? Nothing's going to change my life for you. It's not that one. Anyway. Bye for now. I'm going to see you tomorrow. If you've got any comments, put them in the comments and I'll elaborate on that tomorrow. And if this video has served you, if it's given you value, I ask that you like and comment a yes in the box, and please share it. Tell your friends, because I want this movement of powerful and respected men to go pandemic global, and I want every man to understand that he's amazing and there's nothing wrong with him, and you're not broken. You are so powerful and you can go for what you want. You're allowed to do that, and when you do, you rise. You're so powerful, you're so sexy, you're so attractive, you're so gorgeous, you're so fun, you're so funny, and you're naturally confident. You don't have to get confidence coaching. You don't have to do mindset work. You don't have to do belief work. There's nothing wrong with you. You can just go for what you want. How does that sound? I'm going to put a link in the comments below for a one-to-one call with me if you want to discuss this further about how I can assist you in restructuring. Bye for now.